years as Vice President of the United States by winning a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar, and the Nobel Peace Prize, a rare and historic feat previously achieved only by Barbra Streisand. Now, he is webcasting for our very lives. Watch 24 Hours of Reality, The Cost of Carbon at climaterealityproject.org. Please welcome Vice President Al Gore.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show.
Well, it's my pleasure. Of course, do you still travel with the Secret Service and the entourage and that sort of thing?
I'm not worth killing anymore.
Because I did notice this morning when I came to work, when the First Lady was here, for
instance. They didn't have the bomb-sniffing dogs?
They didn't have anything. Yeah. There weren't even, like, stray animals in the area.
I used that line one time when the guy said, "Not worth killing anymore." He said, "Oh, yeah, you are."
That's very sweet.
Yeah, I think he meant well.
So when you travel, you go to, like, the airport? And
Yeah. I try to get A1 on Southwest Airlines.
Do you fly Southwest Airlines?
Yeah, 24 hours in advance. There are a lot of people waiting for the minute to click over.
I've done that, yeah.
And then you go up to the gate and... if you got A2, you got to wait there until some guy comes up and sort of flashes A1, So
you can't skip to A1 after being Vice President of the United States? What point is there to even holding office?
It's been a long way down, Jimmy.
Oh, no. I'm so sorry. And of course, well, you certainly, I think, probably...
Although I love Southwest Airlines, don't get me wrong. I mean, I really do. They're very cool.
You could, if you wanted to, fly on a private jet everywhere you went, but that's not responsible and
no, that's right.
Not the sort of thing that you...
I sometimes have to charter, but I don't own a plane and try not to do it.
Is it hard to be Al Gore and, I mean, you really...
you have no idea.
You can't...
Is it hard to be Jimmy Kimmel?
It's not that difficult to be me.
I don't believe you. I saw the Kanye.
That night it was hard, yeah.
So although the follow-up was really awesome. I thought that was a really, all kidding aside, I thought that was...
Oh, good. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. I can't believe you. Boy, you really don't have anything to do anymore.
I knew I was going on your show, and it was repeated last Friday.
That's right, yeah.
And, no, I thought that was a really impressive interview, no kidding.
Well, thank you. I didn't talk, but I appreciate that. Yes, you can't litter, for instance. Like, if you were to throw a piece of paper on the ground, that would be something that people reported immediately. It would be on, every blog and everywhere. You can't drive around in a Hummer. You can't do anything.
Well, it's not as if I want to drive around.
Right, obviously, yeah. But you really do probably have to be extra careful when you're you.
Well, you do too, don't you?
No, I don't have to be careful at all. People see me drunk in public, they're like, yep, that's what I figured.
Like on that after Oscar show.
Right, exactly. Now, I think you are a funny guy. I mean, obviously, we see this here, but when you're vice president, it seems like we are very quick to attach a stereotype to the vice president. Like Joe Biden, he's the dumb guy. We know he's not a dumb. Obviously, he's not dumb. He's not dopey. But whenever he does anything that's even slightly silly, we seize on it. Oh, Dick Cheney was Darth Vader. He was the heartless guy. I don't know. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe
ironic.
You were the stiff guy, the boring guy. Yeah. Are you boring? Are you stiff?
Let me think about that. There were so many lines back then. One of them was, how do you tell Al Gore from a room full of Secret Service agents he's the stiff one? Another one was, Al Gore is so boring, his Secret Service code name is Al Gore.
That is a good one. Yeah. So, I guess you'd have no way of really knowing whether you are boring or not. Do people around you find you boring?
Yeah, I sometimes suspect that. Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about...
we may not make it through this episode.
Global warming and climate change. Which is the preferred term? Climate change or global warming?
There are these pointless debates over vocabulary. I refer to it as the climate crisis. Climate change, global warming, the climate crisis, it's all the same thing.
Why don't people care about this as much as they should?
Well, I think that, first of all, we're all prone to kind of avoid thinking about something that seems painful to think about, particularly if it affects the entire world, and especially if the solution looks like it's going to require some significant changes in prevailing patterns. And it plays out globally, so it masquerades as kind of an abstract deal. But I think it's changing pretty rapidly because these extreme weather events, people are kind of looking at their hole cards and they're saying, hey, this is something's really weird here.
Yeah, something is weird.
Yeah, Hurricane Sandy, just 1 year before that, Hurricane Irene, 15 billion in damages. Look at what happened in Boulder, Colorado last month, and the fires before that. All over the world, these things are happening. Today, right now, as we speak, in Australia, there's this mega fire raging, and practically every night on the news, it's like a nature hike through the book of Revelation, and floods, fires, droughts, I keep waiting for them to say, could this be because, but no.
Yeah, right.
Usually they don't connect those dots.
For some reason, it's become it's become a red versus blue type of situation.
Yeah, I think part of that is that some of the large carbon polluters have been spending a lot of money to try to pull the wool over people's eyes. It's sort of the same thing the tobacco industry did back when they made the linkage with lung cancer and smoking cigarettes. And they hired actors and dressed them up as doctors and paid them to say, I'm a doctor and there's no problem with smoking. And for 40 years, they fooled people with that. And some of the largest carbon polluters are doing that now. And they spend a ton of money on it. Lobbyists, campaign contributions, advertising, saying, we got your back, don't worry about it. But really, we're putting 90 million tons of global warming pollution up there every day. And the cumulative amount, here's an image that I think is kind of hard to grasp, but it's true. The cumulative amount now traps more heat energy every day than would be released by 400,000 Hiroshima atomic bombs going off every day around the planet. It's a big planet, but that's a lot of energy. And that's what's raising the temperatures. Last year was the hottest year ever recorded in the U.S. We had the big drought, all the fires, as I said. And things are getting to the point now where I think people are saying, whoa, wait a minute, maybe we actually do need to do
new
something.
Planet. Actually, we're going to take a break. Al Gore is here. We'll be right back.
The Jimmy Kimmel Live Concert Series is brought to you by Sony.
The Pick Your Perfect Civic event is happening now. Lease one for just $159 per month with $25.99 due at signing. Now at your Honda dealer.
Big value. All white meat tender strips. Your choice for just $9.99 only at Church's. Because life's too short to skimp on chicken.
Right now, you've got a 24-hour webcast going on.
Yeah.
It is. What's the nature of the webcast?
It's called 24 Hours of Reality. This is the third year in a row we've done it. It's a 24-hour long global telecast originating from time zones all around the world. We're based in LA this year for the show. We're on about hour 8 now. They gave me a little break to come over and do your show.
Oh, you're part of it live.
Absolutely.
Like Jerry Lewis at the telethon.
A little bit like that, yeah.
Will you sing?
Yeah.
Will you unbutton your collar and sing "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the end?
I'll tell you, you know, he's done some great stuff. Okay. And in France, but
very popular.
Yeah, I've heard that. But in any case, it's at climaterealityproject.org. You can tune in live on the internet right now. Leave Jimmy's show on.
Yes. Yeah,
enjoy the 2-screen experience. So this year's show is called "The Cost of Carbon." And sort of the concept is we're already paying the cost of all this global warming pollution in the form of all these floods and droughts and big storms. And well, you legendarily did 4 nights live in New York City right after during Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
Bless you. And that was a...
I did it for myself, to be honest.
Yeah. But, you know, back when I did the movie An Inconvenient Truth, Davis Guggenheim's movie, the biggest attack lines from the skeptics and denialists was, oh, you show this animation of the ocean coming into the World Trade Center Memorial Site. That's ridiculous. How could that ever happen? Well, it happened last October 29th, almost exactly a year ago. And it's because the day that storm formed, the Atlantic was 9 degrees warmer than average right off the coast of New York and New Jersey, because most of the global warming heat goes into the oceans. And that's what makes the windstorms off the ocean stronger, feeds more moisture into them. And the sea level's up, so the storm surges more.
Is it possible that it's too late, that we have gone too far, and that even...
No. I mean, some people are anxious to go, I'm not saying you're in this category, go straight from denial to despair, saying, oh, it's not real, and then they say, oh, we can't do anything about it anyway. Mm-hmm. We can avoid the worst consequences. It is true that some of what we've done will continue to play out over time, no matter what. But the truly catastrophic consequences can still be avoided and must be avoided. And so, you know, we need to kind of wake up to this. Some of the same people that were denying that it would be bad to default on the debt, you know, they say, oh, there's no problem. You know, we can just pay the Chinese bondholders instead of Social Security recipients or the military. Well, that's sort of the same thing to say physics isn't real, global warming isn't real. It's nuts. It really is nuts. And it's hard to just say it's nuts, but it is nuts. Every National Academy of Science in the world has taken this position. Every scientific society, 97% of all the climate scientists, and Mother Nature is really kind of screaming from the rooftops now. So we really have to find a way to break through this denial. There's an easy way to start fixing it, and that is to put a price on carbon, give it right back to the people in another way, but we've got to reflect it in the market system. And we need to put a price on denial in the political system. When people stand up and say really crazy stuff, we need...
Give them a show on cable.
Well, right? Well, good point. But that's a better place for them than in the Congress, okay?
Maybe that's the solution right there. Get these people shows. Vice President Al Gore, 24 Hours of Reality. The Cost of Carbon is happening right now at climaterealityproject.org. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me.